I want to introduce, as you heard, TJ Grisdale from Duchess Park, who's going to run down some highlights and activity from the Duchess Park family of schools. TJ.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Trustee Polillo. My name is TJ Grisdale. I am the Vice Principal over at Harwin, and I do have the privilege today on behalf of the Duchess Park family of schools to talk to you about a really interesting, really awesome program we're running at Harwin. We're okay? No. We're perfect. Okay. So at Harwin, we run a pre-kindergarten program where we have our students who are registered to attend our school in the fall or actually coming to our school right now to get a little bit of pre-programming. So I'll give you a little bit of the why before I talk about how we run it, just so you kind of see where it's coming from. So we noticed at Harwin, we have two big barriers that we have. Our big one is probably our equity of access that's been exacerbated by COVID. A lot of our students are coming to us with COVID. They're not attending Strong Start as much, as well as they're not attending maybe the library program. So our literacy rates are quite low when the students come into Harwin. And as they progress throughout the grades, we notice that students they're falling behind. So we look at that and we say, okay, how do we fix this problem? And as a side note to that, was really interesting looking at the kids who are coming in today, next September. I think it was 82% of them have a birthday in July to December. So just naturally, our students are losing out in 6 months of literacy exposure because of when they're born. So how do we increase that? So that's kind of one issue that we're looking at. And the second one is we really, we noticed at Harwin that when it comes to PAC involvement, when it comes to attending parent-teacher conferences, when it comes to attending our family fairs, we don't have a large representative of our parent population. So how do we build a stronger community? How do we build stronger trust? So when we did our school plan, we sent out some feedback to the parents, and what we got back was a lot of the parents' experiences with schools in the past weren't so great, whether it was intergenerational trauma from residential schools, whether it was no relationship with the schools, or the relationship they did have was very negative. So we're looking at this kind of through two lenses, and how do we not repeat the same mistakes? So what do we do so we're not continuing this, because we can't continue this. This doesn't serve our learners. This doesn't serve our community. So what we came up with to kind of do that is an 8-week pre-kindergarten program where we focus on connecting with parents and equity of access towards literacy, getting everyone to kind of start on the equal footing. So what we do is I'll give you a little bit about last year and then this year, because the parent input has kind of changed our direction, and we're kind of changing on the fly. So we have two groups. We have a Tuesday and a Wednesday group who come in. There's 9 of them in each session, and they're in the building for about an hour and 20 minutes. And they're working with our Strong Start teacher. We were able to extend her, and as well through a community link, we were able to have a teacher kind of work under that programming there. And they come into the building, and it's literacy based. We give every student a craft based on the book that they're going to get that day, and the students actually get to take that book home. So we know the students get at least some sort of literacy throughout that, and they do a craft on that, they do play, and they're working with the teachers and the parents to start. We'll slowly wean the students off their parents, so it becomes more of reminiscent of what it'd be like in kindergarten. And then the parents we work with, we get to sit down with them, we get to learn their story, we get to build the trust, we get to learn where they're coming from and their experiences in a positive way. So when something does go wrong, they know that we've got their back. They know that we've tried everything that we can, and they know it's coming from a place of we care about their heart and soul, their physical representation of their heart and soul. So some of the people they get to meet is they get to meet the counselors, they get to meet admin, our CSE and our IEWs, and they get to even meet our kindergarten teachers. Will come along and say hi, and just kind of build that trust. And it's been a really positive program. And how do I get to the next slide? Oh, it's just as simple as that. Okay, perfect. So every week, every kid gets the craft, and they get the book to take home. And then when we talked about equity of access, we looked at what did the kids come with the previous years, and they didn't come with a lot. So we were able, through some grants, some Ready Set Learning grants, to provide every student with a backpack filled with school supplies. So every student is starting on the same footing. So that's what you can see in that picture there. That's their backpacks lined up. And in the picture beside, we have, this is the last year one where we had a little celebration of all the students and just, you made it, this is awesome. And if you, the Zoom boxes are blocking, but there's no actual parents, they're off to the side. So we've actually been able to wean them off and get them ready for kindergarten. And then with this one here, we got some parent feedback, and this has kind of changed where we're going. So this is last year's data. And if you see on there, every student or every parent agreed or strongly agreed that their child's comfort level was great. They really appreciate it. They were confident about sending their kid to Harwin, which is really great because now we've established that rapport, we've established that relationship, and we know their story and we can help them if they need help. And the kids looked forward to coming to it. That was really cool because when the kids came this year, the kids were so excited. They knew the teachers. They were so excited to see friends that they had already made there. That kind of feeling out process wasn't there. They were able to hit the ground running and really focus on what they needed to focus on, the academics, social emotional learning, and not have to have that anxiety piece. That was able to be reduced. And they were able to, all the parents said, yeah, we were able to actually build on that. We have feedback saying, I didn't know where to go with my parents. Now I have, or my students, now I have a starting point. So thank you for that. And this next one over here on the right-hand side there just gives us some of the suggestions. So one of the big ones was the parents wanted time to meet other parents. They wanted time for the kids to learn how to play successfully and in a structured environment. So we actually changed it up this year. We have two groups. We have a Tuesday and a Wednesday group. We also have a Thursday drop-in. So with the Thursday drop-in, they come on into the Strong Start room. There's some structured play activities set up. We get some coffee for the parents. And then we have a library book exchange where they can take the books for the week. And then, yeah. So that's what it's kind of that. And 16 out of 18 students are enrolled in the program. So we have 18 attending next year, 16 are there. And yeah, that's our program that we're pretty excited about. And thank you to Debbie Caban for the Ready Set Learning Grant to help us run that program. Appreciate that. Lucy Joe.
Thank you for that. Any questions for TJ about pretty good results seems from running the program? And how long has this program been running?
So this is the second year of doing it. I've tried at previous schools, and I know Harwin tried before I got there, but COVID kind of shut everything down. So it's kind of been percolating, and then now we've had time to refine it. And yeah, so 2 years, yeah. Yeah. And we'll have a different presentation for you tomorrow.
Oh,
yeah!
Wow!
I've got a couple things going on.
Yeah. Wow! You're setting the bar high. Well, looking forward to that. Looking forward to that new information on the program. Any other questions on the presentation? Comments?
What are your demographics?
In terms of numbers, or so we're sitting at 253 right now. We're losing 41 grade 7s, but we're getting 18 kindergartens coming in. So 10 divisions.
Pretty well balanced on ethnics.
60% identify as Indigenous.
65%.
About 60. Yeah.
60?
Yeah.
This is wonderful.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Go ahead, Chair Warrington.
Yeah, it's awesome. This is just an awesome program for
Appreciate that.
young families and families.
Just the mic, Cheryl, maybe.
Sorry. I just think it's awesome that this opportunity for families to start early. This is a really good early learning opportunity, and my hats off to your community and the engagement. 16 out of 18. That's really good, and the data proves that this is a program that should be in every school if it's possible. Well done.
Thanks. One more thing to add, our pack did double because of this. We have a lot more kindergarten parents are attending. Granted, we're at 4 now, but we were at 2 last year. So we're moving in the right direction. As well as today, we had the most that we recorded parents attend student-led conferences, so it was really cool to see the building buzzing. Yeah. So it runs at 1 o'clock, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Feel free to attend. Love to have you.
Thank you for the invitation. Trustee Thompson, and then I think Jillian wanted. Go ahead, Trustee Thompson.
Yes, I'm a real advocate for early childhood education. Part of the reason is personal. When I attended my first day of kindergarten, I had such anxiety that I actually went home in the middle of the day. And so I just think this is a wonderful thing. This eases them into the whole system. And I think they'll perceive it as it'll start them off on the right foot. They'll have a positive feeling about going to school instead of an anxious feeling of going to school. So I support this 100%. I think it's a really, I want to see more things like this in my opinion. Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Jillian from DPAC, go ahead. Where are you going?
Okay, it's not gonna come on, so I'm gonna speak loudly, project my voice.
No, you have to push the button.
I did.
Yeah, you're on
Now it's on.
I made it happen.
I just wanted to say thank you. One of the things that we hear from parents all the time is that they're not comfortable within the school. So I really think that this program is a wonderful way of getting parents to feel more comfortable within that space. It also, with the PAC, working with the PAC, can really, I've seen what a really active PAC can do for a school community. So I think this is just a wonderful direction to be traveling in.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I should acknowledge too that Catherine Trepanier from the Prince George District Teachers Association is on Zoom, got her camera off, and our assistant superintendent Cap Madhass is also virtual as well too. And I think he just messaged something in the chat. I don't know what it was. I can't see it. Can you see it, Jan? Anyway, just want to acknowledge they're there and listening and participating. Thank you. Thank you very much, TJ.
All right, thanks everyone.
Yeah, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3:30.